Prepare to explore. Get out of the city and into an adventure that moves the whole family. Prepare to be moved. The all-new Nissan X-Trail.
A LISTNR production.
A delegation opposed to the Southern Wind project heads to Canberra. Council looks into that nasty sinkhole, and National Homelessness Week continues. Good morning, it's Amy Ross with a Limestone Coast local news update. Mostly sunny this morning before the wet weather hits. We're heading for a top of 17 in Mount Gambier and 18 in Narracourt. Efforts continue to put a stop to the proposed Southern Ocean offshore wind zone, at least on the South Australian side of the border. Federal member for Barker Tony Pazin has with him a number of concerned locals this week in Canberra, including from the Southern Coast Ocean Care Group. Today they'll be chatting with Energy Minister Chris Bowen on the issue. Mr Pazin says it will be good to meet after what he claims was a snub.
The Minister came to Portland, insulted the local community by not visiting Port Macdonald, which was only another 100 kilometres down the coast, and so if the Minister won't come to Port Mac, we're taking Port Mac to the Minister. The
city of Mount Gambier is continuing to look into the Margaret Street sinkhole that opened up back in June. Located on the walkway near the railway lands, heavy rain caused the bitumen to collapse, creating a hole 7 metres deep and 4 metres wide. Geoscientists believe it was a naturally occurring cave that crumbled, with volcanic ash soil found on the bottom. Council is currently seeking further advice before taking any action. Hundreds across the Limestone Coast are experiencing housing stress, and for some, unfortunately, that's left them without a roof over their heads. That's the message this National Homelessness Week, and now it's got AC Care calling for change. Tris Spark, the organisation's senior manager for homelessness and community services, says there needs to be rental reforms.
That support and protect tenants, because it's really difficult, your leases up, you're going to sign a new one and your rent's just gone up over $100 a week. People on low incomes or who are unemployed just cannot afford that type of rise, so then they are trying to look for somewhere else to go, and there isn't anywhere.
Meantime, nearly half of all people having unmet housing needs in the southeast are single. That's according to SA's Community Housing Industry Association research. That figure comes as concern grows over those struggling for housing across the Limestone Coast. The association's Luke Westenberg says both state and federal governments need to act.
We've been pleased from the community housing sector to see some state government investment in increasing the social housing stock, and particularly in the southeast, but it really does need some action by the federal government, so we'd be very keen to see the Housing Australia Future Fund pass the Senate. It's not necessarily going to be enough to solve the problem, but it is a good start.
More than 60 South Australian drivers have been written up following a 52-hour police blitz. Statewide, the cops ran Operation Stop Drink Drug Drive. More than 11,000 drivers were tested for drink driving. 42 offences were detected. 19 drivers tested positive to drugs from the near 500 drug tests. 49 drivers immediately lost their licences over the weekend, with 21 vehicles impounded. SAPOL wants us to remember we can be pulled over and tested at any time of the year. And hold on to your hats today. A strong wind warning has been issued for the lower southeast coast. We're expecting winds of up to 35 k's an hour today in both Robe and Port Mac.
BP Plus. Do business the clever way. Visit bpplus.com.au to find out more.